In the bustling city of Makkah, where the Kaaba stands tall, there lived a young boy named Hamza. Hamza loved his city, loved the scent of incense that drifted from the nearby mosque, and the sound of the muezzin's call to prayer that echoed through the streets. But most of all, he loved listening to stories about the Hajj. Every year during the Hajj, millions of Muslims from around the world would gather in Makkah. They would dress in simple clothes, have their heads shaved, and walk barefoot 7 times around the Kaaba, a huge building that is centuries old. It was the holiest place in Islam, and a pilgrimage there was considered mandatory duty for all Muslims to complete at least once in their life. But for Hamza, who was only 7 years old, it was impossible to go on the Hajj. Not because his family was poor or couldn't find the time, but because he had a rare medical condition that made him very weak. Even a short walk was exhausting for him, so he could only dream of going on the Hajj one day. Then one day Hamza's mom told him, "My son, if you really want to go on the Hajj, then I will make a wish to the Almighty Allah that you will be granted the strength to perform the Hajj." Hamza's eyes widened with surprise. "You can do that, Mama?" he asked. "Of course," she replied with a smile. "Your wish will be granted this Ramadan." Ramadan is the month when Muslims fast from dawn till sunset. It is a time for seeking forgiveness for one's sins and asking Allah for blessings. On the last Friday of Ramadan, after the noon prayer, women would gather at the Kaaba and make wishes for the upcoming Hajj. Hamza's mother joined the other women and wished for her son to be granted the strength to perform the Hajj. When she returned home, she told Hamza, "My son, your wish will be granted this Ramadan." Hamza couldn't believe his ears, ran to the mosque to thank Allah for answering his prayer. From that day on, he started preparing for the Hajj. He read about it, watched videos of it, and even practiced walking in circles like the pilgrims around the Kaaba. Soon, the blessed month of Hajj arrived. Hamza woke up before sunrise, put on his new clothes, and went out into the crowd. For a moment, he felt overwhelmed by the sea of people around him. But then he remembered Allah's promise and his mother's wish. He took a deep breath and started walking towards the Kaaba. At first, it was hard for Hamza. His legs were hurting and he started to doubt if he would be able to finish the Hajj. But then he saw the Kaaba in front of him. This black cloth looked like a giant welcoming him. Suddenly all his tiredness went away. With a renewed sense of energy, he walked faster. He circled the Kaaba once, then 2 times, 3 times, and with each lap his heart swelled with joy. He could feel Allah's presence around him. He could hear the other pilgrims reciting prayers and supplications. And he joined them, asking Allah for forgiveness and thanking him for everything he had. Finally, it was time for the last lap. Hamza took a deep breath, picked up his pace, and completed the final circle. He had finished the Hajj. As he stood there, tears of happiness streamed down his face. He thanked Allah for making his dream come true. He hugged the other pilgrims who had become his friends, and together they celebrated this amazing journey. That day, Hamza learned that if you really want something, then don't be afraid to ask for it. Ask it from Allah with a pure heart, and He will make a way for you. Because Allah loves to see His creation happy. So kids, whenever you feel sad or disappointed, just remember Hamza's story and take a deep breath. Then ask Allah with a pure heart for what you want, and have faith that He will grant your wish. And always remember, no matter how difficult the situation is, never lose hope in Allah's plan for you. Assalamu alaikum.